What's up guys, this is Rise and welcome to another video where I've got an interesting team for you, and it's actually a team that I did not come up with myself. It's a team I took from Ariados, a fellow Pokemon Go PvP streamer. I recommend you check out his channel, linked in the description. And yeah, shiny Swampert with Shadow Drapion and Ariados, double poison sting team. Feel the sting, like the famous band, the rock and roll band. But it's an interesting team, and I actually found some success with it. It's one of those teams that you kind of need to swap out at some point, because the back line is so weak to steel that you kind of need to lure out the steel type with Drapion. Our opponent actually swaps in the steel type on his own, which is good for us, because now hopefully our Ariados can avoid this thing. Gonna get off my crunch right away. It wasn't ideal timing there, but I kind of just wanted to get this off as soon as possible. Opponent takes the crunch. I don't think he's gonna Brave Bird me here, so I'm gonna call the Sky Attack. I eat the Sky Attack, and I would get off a crunch here. So he smartly throws another Sky Attack, and I decide I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna see if I can Poison Sting this thing down. Triple resisted poison. No, double resisted poison stings. And he does, unfortunately, get to a Sky Attack, so I'm going to have to shield that for sure. And this is not looking great, but still possible. The Swampert from his side is dry on energy. So our Spider needs to put in a lot of work here. Another lunge. He's sneaking in a lot of free poison stings. I've been getting the pause a lot lately. After almost every single charge move, you'll see our opponent like sneak in extra moves. And it's not just like sneaks, it's just like lag where they're giving him free moves. But I'm over farming as much as possible. I've got 2 cross poisons loaded. Swampert is dry. I throw it 3, so he's 1 off. He is 1 off the Hydro. I need this cross poison to KO. It looked like he lagged there for a split second. The cross poison does KO, and 2 poison stings barely takes out the Skarmory as we survive the air slash with about 1 HP. And a pretty epic game to start things off. The Spider swept the entire team in back. And I know there'll be some comments that the opponent lagged for 1 second in the end. Yeah, well, we lagged for like 4 seconds. So the ref made a makeup call. Swampert versus Sableye. It seems like everybody and their mom is running Sableye in the lead right now. So maybe we run a team that counters Sableye in the lead. Gonna get off a Hydro here. Pressure this first shield. Probably should have tried to catch there. Would have been ideal. Yeah, I don't know why I stayed in there, because now I have to expend both shields, and this is a little less comfortable. Over farming just a tad bit. Remember, Sableye gets to its 3rd foul play after 5 Shadow Claws. Unsuccessful on the catch attempt, but we do lure out the Bastiodon, which is pretty good, because Ariados now avoids this, and I'm thinking it's probably a Medicham in the back. A lot of people run this team. It's a very strong team. It's tough to beat, just because Sableye and Medi are so versatile, and you can like lure something out, completely farm it down with Basti. Very strong team that you see quite frequently. And we actually CMP tie here, which is amazing, because I should be able to mudshot down this Bastiodon before it gets to another move. Blind throw my Hydro Cannon, expecting the Sableye. And here I over farm a little bit, and I should be able to get to my lunge at the same time as a Psychic if he has Psychic. It's important I debuff it before he hits me with a Psychic, because now this Psychic will do 25% less damage, allows me to survive it, and these counters are double resisted, so these are doing virtually nothing. I go for the lunge straight away. And I'm only one mud shot away from a hydro cannon, if you remember, so yeah, so that's really his only play here, was to power up punch and then try and come out with a move. If he psychics there to take me out, then I just outpace him to my next move and win. So a close game there, able to overcome a very overpowered team with our slightly spicier team. And we're on to the next one. Pino, the opponent. Swamp versus Sableye. Like I said, everybody seems to be running Sableye right now. I sneak in a mud shot, which is pretty nice. Shield the foul play. We need to, if you run this team, you need to preserve your Swampert for steel types in the back. Land the Hydro. I think I throw one before he gets to the foul play. Once again, unsuccessful. Maybe that was a refund. It kind of looked like one, to be honest. Gonna go for a crunch here. And I have to make a decision, like, do I want to save my last shield for whatever's in back, or do I let my Drapion go? I let it go. Which allows me to overfarm here on Nido. Get off the Hydro. In comes A9. I get the last shield, and now we should be in a pretty good position. Over farming because I want energy if the Sableye makes an aggressive swap. Land the cross poison, and they don't throw their move right away, which actually allows me to get to a second cross poison here. I think they just didn't quite know how spammy Ariados is, and we're able to take the win. I think our opponent quit a little bit premature there because he could have potentially gotten to 2 foul plays. I'm not sure if 1 foul play KOs from that range, but would have been pretty close. Next opponent is Deems. Swamp versus Scarm. This is where we want to see the Scarm. Throw after 7 mud shots. That's the proper timing. Missed a bubble. And I was wondering if I wanted to shield a Sky Attacker. I decided I will, just to preserve some health on Swampert. This Skarmory's IVs must not be the greatest, because I think a good IV Skarmory can get to this second Sky Attack here, but not this time. In comes a Nidoqueen, and I'm like, what the heck? What on earth is in back? I throw after 2. I get both shields. And a CMP here. And I'm like, if he's coming with Nido, I might as well shield my Swamp. Just get rid of this thing. I decided to throw my Hydro right away. 2, 3, 4. And this is scary. This is scary because the G-Fisk can pretty much sweep our back line. So I throw after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For some reason, he kept over farming when he could have one-shot our Drapion. And I'm actually pretty lucky to win that game. So despite our Swampert taking out the first 2 Mons, I think the G-Fisk could have swept our back line. I think it could have swept our back line if the G-Fisk had just Earthquaked right away. What I probably should have done was I should have done like 3 mud shots, swap Drapion, crunch. Oh, we're showing the cold weather here in Milwaukee. These were from stream. Should have probably like done 3 mud shots, switch crunch, and that way even if they Earthquake me, it's still going to be 2 mud shots to their next move. So an interesting lead matchup here. This kind of just depends on like what you shield. I sneak in a mud shot, very nice. I'm expecting him to probably psycho boost and dip, so I will shield. Get off a hydro here. Unfortunately, DD is so bulky, it should live this barely, as you see. Not gonna bother shielding this one. He's debuffed himself. In comes Wall Rain. I was really slow here to make a decision, which isn't... I should have swapped Ariados just instantly so I can lunge quicker. Yeah, because now he's going to hit me with a non-debuffed Icicle Spear, which is not ideal in the slightest. Gonna get off a lunge here. Might grab a shield. I do grab a shield. You see the more desync, like, we're lagging after a lot of these charge moves, so our opponents are getting just so many free fast moves throughout the course of the game. I get a boost, but it doesn't really matter. It gave me one boosted poison sting there. He still has a shield. And he still has this thing in back. I'm going to get off a move here. I'm really hoping I get a shield. I do get the shield. That's absolutely huge. I have to throw here, otherwise I'd get hit by a weather ball. Take out the A9. And unfortunately, we're one fast move off. But that DD is super low. So is this still possible? We get off our Hydra right away. Mud shot versus counter. Normally counter is going to win that fight. But we actually simultaneous KO in a pretty epic game. Very close one. I mean, as close as it gets, right? Is a tie. I think I could have maybe won if I had just swapped in quicker with my Ariados on the Wall Rain. Maybe I end up getting to another move against the Wall Rain if I swap in quicker. But overall, a fun team where we had some really nice wins there. I also had some just really hard counter losses as well with Skarmory in the back. Because if there's a lead that you like have to stay in, and then there's Skarmory in the back, it's just very tough to overcome. So, all that said, thank you guys very much for watching. A little bit of a shorter video today. Once again, shout out to Aragorn for the team. It's a very fun one, and I recommend it if you want to try it out. Once again, it's one of those teams you kind of have to swap out of the lead at some point to lure out a steel type if you like don't catch the steel type in the lead. And Drapion can normally lure out those steel types, whether that's Bastiodon or Skarmory or, I don't know, G-Fisk. Yeah, G-Fisk. So that's kind of the strategy behind the team. You lure out the steel with Drapion. Swampert can clean it up, and Ariados hopefully can sweep in back. And I think it's important to run Lunge Cross Poison for Azumarill. Lunge Megahorn is fun because you can catch people off guard with Megahorn, but I think that poison coverage is important for Azumarill and fairy types. All that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment anything you'd like down below. All comments help us out over here. And all that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.